Yes, legends, we are live. How is every... So here we are. Legends, we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin, of course. Are we going to find a reversal? It looks like that we are bottoming out here ever so slightly. We are at support. We're going to be talking about the major levels of support, resistance, and what are the different scenarios that could play out here for the price of Bitcoin. Now, there is something very interesting looking at the CVD. We do have some bullish CVD divergence from this low right over here created on Thursday, right? Last Thursday, the 13th of February. We did not get a successful bounce. We just bounced here a few $100s from the pivot low mentioned on the previous stream, okay? Nice reaction, nice double bottom. It did pump a few $100s. It did happen. However, we did not get in a full reversal here throughout the last 24 hours. So we just bounced and formed another lower high and continued to the downside. Now the question is, are we going to reverse from this area? We are forming a nice little range. Could this be the low, or are we going to form another lower high and claim the lows and then potentially find the proper reversal, or are we just going to break down? I want to know your opinion, of course, guys. Make sure to destroy the like button on your way in, because we'll be going in detail of what are the different scenarios, how I am looking to trade the next setups, okay? If I do get stopped out from the current long position, right? Stopped out close to break even, we pay a bit of fees and we look for the next one. Right now, looking for shorts. We do have some bearish CVD divergence here from the latest lower highs of the last 24 hours. However, we are at pretty nice support. Now, this is a support level that was also mentioned yesterday on a live stream, where we are hitting a naked point of control and we are hitting the golden pocket from the pivot low of last Wednesday to the pivot high of Friday. So you can see right there the most respected Fibonacci retracement with that high volume node from Thursday's price action, big consolidation right over here, has formed that nice point of control, which we are currently getting supported from. The question is, can this level, okay, be the bottom right there and we start breaking out very successfully in the next coming hours between today and tomorrow? Or is this just another lower high from this downtrend that we've had since Friday's swing failure pattern, right? Where we're just rolling over. This is a dangerous zone because we do have a bearish case, which is pretty aggressive. It is an aggressive bearish case that we're just going to roll over, something very similar that what happened here just on Sunday 2 weeks ago, where we had a big massive rollover. It looks like that the price is going to bottom out, but there was no range here. It was just a straight waterfall with very aggressive lower lows and lower highs, okay? Now we are a little bit rangy, okay? So it does look like that the price does have a chance in finding the bottom here and getting that reversal and pumping, you know, at least another few $100s more, maybe 1,000 or 2,000. We start heading to 98K. We're just going to have to give the bulls a chance. And the levels are the levels, guys. We are level to level traders. We do not know at the end of the day if we are going to manage to bottom out and move to the upside with a significant pump, or are we going to break down, okay? We just need to trade the internal levels and be defensive with our trading strategy. Let's go right away here through the comment section. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, guys, because it does look like that. I'm going to check the audio. Let's go. Yes, you can hear me. You can see me. Let me just double check here. Yes, the audio is good. You guys can see me. Everything is good here. Let me know right away in the comment section. Mic and video is great. Okay, go. Cool bananas. Just need to confirm, because yesterday we did the live stream and the first couple of minutes was muted. It was silent. Okay, so let's go through comment section, destroy that like button, guys. We can get to 100 likes now in the next coming seconds. We're going to go through the pure technical analysis, what I am looking for. I will be explaining the bearish case scenario and the bullish case scenario. There is a chance, even though I'm a little bit in doubt as we did lose this low. However, there could be a bullish count here in an expanding 5-wave move to the upside. We are going to give it a chance just in case. This has been a wave 1, wave 2, another wave 1, and another wave 2. We just need to give the chance to the bulls when we are sitting at support, and we can trade this safely, right? You can enter a trade on the reaction of the naked point of control. This is your longing zone right over here in this area, basically based off the reaction. We hit the golden pocket, we hit the naked point of control. You do not break it, okay? You do not break beneath the level. That high volume node was from the price action, as explained at the beginning of the stream, right? From last Thursday. When we pull out the session volume profile, it's a high volume node. There's been a lot of volume traded here that is turning into support. So yeah, we can attempt a long position here. If it is a big position, you want to consider taking some profits at the highs. If it is a small position and you're looking for the bulls to, break out, looking for a little bit of a swing trade, if it is a small position for yourself and you're more happy to hold your stop loss, okay, at a minor loss or close to break even, such as myself right now, I'm not too much in a big position at the moment. I would be more interested in speculating for the reversal. Good entry, good risk management. We're going to have to give the bulls a chance, also the bears, because the bears do have a chance here, as we are seeing some pretty aggressive bearish CVD divergence, right? Longs on Bybit are going pretty bananas here with this little uptrend, right? This little bounce of a few $100s. On Bybit, it seems like they are interested in longing, right? And we are forming lower highs on the price action and higher highs on the CVD, right? So we're getting those longs entering here, trying to predict the bottom. And this is not a good sign. This means, okay, such as myself, but if you have a good long entry and you're happy with your stop loss, then go ahead. Why not? But this is usually not the greatest sign, right? When you get bearish CVD divergence, it just means that you could claim those lows, right? For an attempt of a breakout or a double bottom. If we double bottom, this is going to be the longing zone. I'm going to keep it relatively simple, right? This is how we manage risk with the trades. Nothing too complicated. So if we do get the breakdown, then eventually we need to look for other levels. Now, why am I not a fan of shorting right over here on this downtrend, right? It's just because the price action looks pretty nice. The selling pressure has found a local bottom here, at least short term. So would I want to short a bounce here because we have bearish CVD divergence? It's a problem of stop loss, okay? If I do short here, where would I want to put my stop loss? Is my stop loss going to go above this wick, or am I not going to have a stop loss? It's a very far away stop loss all the way up here. It's just a risk management, okay, situation based. I don't want to short here, even though I realize that the price could roll over and test the lows one more time. Has this downtrend finished, or are we going to get a wicky movement here to the downside and then form that local double bottom or have the breakdown? Now, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm more interested in long scenarios here with this pullback that we've had the last few days. It doesn't look extremely aggressive, so we're not having very high volume and very powerful moves to the downside. I mean, this one does look quite powerful. This was early this morning right over here, or late last night, right? Nice little movement here of $1,000. Looks a bit powerful. However, it doesn't look too great for the bears, right? I don't like to, depending on your trading style, right? If you're aggressively scalping, right? Or, day trading, this is a zone that I'm not too interested in looking for shorts, okay? I'm interested in catching the lows here based on the support and a possible reversal, right? As we do have this higher low right there, this was my preferred one yesterday, was considering this, being a possibility of a double 1-2. We had a reaction at the level, we bounced a few $100s, but then we had this massive dump from late last night, early this morning. I did not do any trading throughout the weekend, and now basically interested in this long position, of course, right? From this level of the reaction, the golden pocket and the naked point of control. So we need to give the bulls a chance here, right? Anybody that wants to short, well, you know the deal, right? We are downtrending locally, And also throughout the last few weeks, we only have this uptrend from the last couple of days, right? Well, last 3-4 days since Wednesday that we formed the low here, Thursday, Friday, a little bit of uptrend momentum, but the overall structure does look quite bearish, right? Local downtrend of the last few days, local downtrend of the last couple of weeks, right? And even the last 3-4 weeks since we created all-time high. Now, we are at support, and we are the type of traders that long support and short resistance. And we are at support here, looking at the higher, slightly higher time frame, right, from the last few days. Any people that want to short this local downtrend should take profits at the lows, especially if you are going to be forming a double bottom scenario, right? If you are shorting from here, then you got a movement of, yeah, $500-600 to the low, right? Give or take $700. This would be your target zone. If you break down, then you can maintain that short position. If you double bottom, you instantly need to take profit, because if you double bottom, this is going to come back to your entry zone, right? And it might be a successful double bottom and we get a reversal. So there's not too much room unless you break down the lows, right? If you break down the support level, well, your room of profit is this one right over here, right? This is why I'm not, entirely, interested on this short position right over here. You did create a small little local swing failure pattern from this high right over here, and you are forming bearish CVDs. So I have to say, an aggressive short, yeah, you could have shorted this swing failure pattern right over here, entry zone, stop loss, and you're really targeting the lows based on bearish CVD divergence. I would be very defensive, of course, as always, right? Your stop loss in this zone, even lowering stop loss if you entered this quick reaction, right, on these local highs at 96,450. But it would be the only ones that I would, potentially attempt. And your target zone, you're really targeting the lows as you're downtrending, and in a downtrend, you just target the lows every single time, right? And if you double bottom, you really need to take profit on the recovery, right? So it all depends on your strategy. I'm not too happy. I'm really more, speculating a larger move for a reversal. So eventually those higher time frame levels of support for me are more interesting, because if we do break out here in the next coming hours, well, eventually the risk to reward is much more satisfying, right, than actually the short position that I'm going to be taking, right? If I get into the reaction here of this double bottom scenario, right, your stop loss is looking something like this. And if we successfully start breaking out, okay, and this turns out to be a double 1-2 situation, then eventually you're going to start seeing some power to the upside. And the more power we have, well, the more confident you're going to be in holding that long position. However, if we are entering a short position here on this downtrend that we've had the last few days, and we are interested in a short here, well, the risk to reward is just not looking too attractive for me, right? So this is why basically, if you're entering a swing failure pattern, or you get into this swing failure pattern right over here, well, your stop loss needs to be above those highs, right? And well, depending on your entry, and you're targeting the lows, right? Yes, you can find a 2-3 to 1 risk reward depending on your risk management, but not too interested. I'm more interested in speculating on the reversal in this case, right? Let's go right away through the comment section before we go in detail of what I am looking at here. What is a sign of strength? Where would I be more confident on the long trade and maybe add to the position? What kind of volume? What kind of levels that we need to break? Okay, this level was broken, that naked point of control, so we can get that out of the way. And, how to be a little bit more confident on the possible trend reversal that could happen from this, local little downtrend that we've had throughout the last few days. And if we break down from here, would I still be interested in a long position, right? Which is the strongest support that I would be interested in longing if we do get a reaction? And if we move up from here, what do I need to look at on the chart to look at the resistance, to basically speculate, okay, this is not looking good, we are hitting resistance, the price is choppy, we're forming a very three-wave move to the upside? What are the different bearish case scenarios that we can consider and the most important levels where we are taking action on the trade, right? There's only 2-3 levels that I am usually interested every single day. One of the levels are going to be hit at some point because I'm looking for shorts or I'm either looking for longs. So we just wait for that level, right? If you have a shorting plan right over here and you have a longing plan right over here and right over here, there will be one of those levels being hit in the next coming hours. You just wait for that level, and based on the reaction, you take that trading decision and put your stop loss behind the bloody breakout, right? The bloody fake out. And that is basically it, guys. That's how we can make consistent gains throughout the market, right? The strategy that we usually talk about based on reaction levels is simple and is very effective. So anyway, let's go through the comment section, okay? We will be going through the price of Bitcoin right now. We are hitting that support. We are hitting the naked point of control and the golden pocket from the pivot low of the range to the pivot high here of Friday. And golden pocket and naked point of control, you know, is getting a nice reaction. We wicked down beneath it, and this could have given you your potential long entry zone, right? Just in the last few hours as we were consolidating at the 96, right? 95.9, $96,000 range, 96.1 at its latest. Anything above that right now, you're entering a little late, okay, with bearish CVD divergence. Your stop loss would be all the way down here. Is it worth it longing right now? Not in my opinion, right? Because we do have the bearish CVDs. We are downtrending, so not interested in longs, not interested in shorts right there. The level of interest that was mentioned on yesterday's live stream, okay, the only two big major levels of interest was this pivot low right over here, which was looking for a double bottom, right? We mentioned the double bottom yesterday. It happened. Now, eventually, if you are long in here and you're putting your stop loss here and you're claiming the highs and the highs are struggling to break out successfully, you start to get that price action trading beneath the level. You want to be defensive with your entry zone, right? Eventually, you're not going to long right over here. You're not longing up here and you're putting your stop loss down here. This is a big no-no. If you did not long the exact double bottom reaction, which is trading a long position right here and your stop loss right over here, and you move to the upside and you unsuccessfully see the price action breaking through and you start trading beneath the local highs, you want to defend your capital because this is not breaking out. It's not continuing to the upside. Be defensive with your stop loss because this is, you know, what could happen. It's just realizing the power, right, that comes next. Now, the next, I wasn't too interested in this low right over here. This was just not a, you know, if we claimed this low, you know, not too interesting for a trade long setup. The next interesting level was the naked point of control right over here. And we were skeptical yesterday. Could this get a nice big bounce? Could it be a short-term bounce? We don't know. We do not know if the price will manage to reverse here successfully, or is it just been a small little bounce? However, we know that it could be a reversal zone, especially if we do form, you know, we are forming the higher time frame bullish CVDs, right? We do have lower lows on the CVD divergence, right? Throughout all of the exchanges, right? We got the higher lows right there, lower lows on all of the exchanges here from this zone. So yeah, you can speculate on a larger reversal. We do not know if the price will manage to see some steam here to the upside, but what we do know is a very solid entry and a very solid stop loss, and you can be quite defensive, and you're going to give the price a chance to have that breakout. And if it doesn't, then we get stopped out. We pay a little bit of fees. Okay, we're not holding any position if we break down. We are not in the long trade if the market reverses and breaks down. If we do test the lows and we get a double bottom scenario, we can attempt another long on the recovery. Once you recover, we start being defensive with our stop loss. And that's how I literally play the game, guys. It's there's really no other secret here. This is why sometimes on a local downtrend to catch the last lower high sometimes can be a little bit tricky, okay? Especially when you are at support, right? If you are at a very solid support, it's like, yeah, do I want to short this next lower high? I mean, if you sniper trade on the last lower high, then yeah, you got a good entry, okay? I have to say that these are pretty much acceptable short trading setups where you test the highs and you reject from the highs, you know, and you just put a tiny weeny stop loss above the highs. And if you get that movement down, you know, then you could possibly make that, you know, 3-4 to 1 risk to reward down to the lows, okay? So eventually the next interesting level here, if we were to snipe up here, right, would be this one right there. This is a strong level of proven resistance and support, right, where you can see the price action forming support and resistance right over here. So you could possibly turn this support into resistance, swing failure pattern from this local high of the range, right, because this is a small little range of today, and then get the roll down to test the lows, okay? So yeah, without a doubt, we would be interested in local scalp setups if you did not get into this one right over here. I have to say, this is such a tiny stop loss and you're targeting the lows really here, right? So if you were to break out from this level, well, this pivot high is without a doubt, you know, an interesting liquidity grab, and then get the movement down. Entry zone on the rejection, stop loss, you know, possibly could give you a 4-5 to 1 risk to reward, right? Depending on your entry. Anyway, that's just very, very locally, guys. What are we looking at here? We're just testing highs and testing lows. We are downtrending here. So, you know, there's no reason to not continue, right? You could continue the downtrend without a doubt and successfully break down. We are downtrending. We just need to accept that. However, we are at a very good, solid level of support. So, you know, for all of those speculators that are looking for a reversal long, this was the level of interest. It was also mentioned in yesterday's stream, right? Golden pocket with the naked point of control. And there is a possibility of the price, you know, forming a double 1-2. I mean, I've just been, you know, looking at this overall structure. This for me looked quite bullish. This major uptrend that we had in on the 12th of February on Wednesday, it did look pretty promising. We were leaning already on the bullish side here with this pump and speculating for a reversal in this zone, which we were streaming, looking for local double bottoms, where we finally got the nice reversal here throughout Thursday and Friday. And yeah, basically looking at the overall structure of the last few days, you know, we have to give the bulls a chance, and the best levels to give it a chance is at the strongest levels of support. So when I started doing my analysis this morning, you know, I analyzed this movement up, which looks more impulsive than this movement down. Of course, there is the higher time frame scenario, which this could be very 3-wavy. You got a 3-wave here, you got a 3-wave here. There's no big impulsive moves up or down in a 5-wave, right? Looking at the higher time frame, we just very, very boring, slightly downtrending, right, throughout the last 2 to 3 weeks here, right? Where you just really, really up and down, slightly to the downside, you know, slightly higher high right there throughout Friday. Just a big range. So is this range just going to continue? Are we going to get a massive volatile move either up or down? It's just a big never-ending range where you're just moving up and down, okay? Which is very good for day trades and you know, and scalping without a doubt. Swing traders here are going to have they have a situation, right? Any swing traders that are looking to long the lows, they're always coming back to the lows, right? And the swing traders that are speculating on shorts to go to $80,000, right? Or the long swing traders to go to 110,000, right? All-time high, or basically $104,000, right? The price action is coming back to their entry zone, right? Which they're basically not making any gains, right? They're just waiting for the possible breakout. But the day traders, right, such as me and you, right, I want to think, you know, we're looking for either shorts and longs. I had to say I missed out on this short. I did not short here this range over here either, but I managed to long here, and long right over here as well. So overall, and still interested in the longs, right? Still interested in the longs, giving a chance for the bulls here based on this price action, right? Based on, come on, you know, let's get that squeeze to $100,000. And if it does not happen here, you know, it might happen at the lows. However, that is not going to be too interesting. I would rather be looking at scalp shorts, and I might be looking for day trade short positions, okay? Because as you lose this low, well, this three-wave move up will not be looking too interesting, right? This will no longer have many bullish, you know, many bullish scenarios. You're basically losing the last higher low here from this, you know, potential uptrend reversal sign. And if you lose this low, which I do think could definitely form a swing failure pattern, get a nice little bounce of, you know, a few $100s, which we can scalp long eventually, I would just be a little bit skeptical about the structure and be cautious where we could actually take out finally $94,000, right? Just because the overall structure here will not be won't be looking too clean, right? Let's leave it that way. We could have an epic bounce, but I would be very skeptical on that bounce, okay? Based on the last higher low here being broken, right? Without a doubt, we can bounce, we can trade it. So if we do break down from this, you know, pivot low that we formed today, when we get Fibonacci retracement from the pivot low to the pivot high, you know, it's going to be relatively interesting. You got the 7-8 Fibonacci retracement. That is our next major fib zone, right? We are currently, you know, fighting with the golden pocket, which is with the naked point of control. And if that level is lost, then eventually we got a higher time frame, higher low, right, from last Thursday. Yeah, with the 7-8, could definitely get a nice reaction bounce of a few $100s. This could be aggressively scalped with a little bit of high leverage, right? Just looking for a nice bounce to the next resistance zone, which would be the levels where we are currently holding today. All of this area will be a support resistance flip, which has to be your take profit zone as you are downtrending, right? If you're fighting the trend, you only get into specific levels, right? Which would be this one right over here. Nice entry, nice stop loss, right? Based on the reaction, boom, boom, a little swing failure pattern. Same scenario as this one right over here, giving the chance for the bulls for that possible reversal, right? Reverse the local downtrend, okay? So you can be in the best position possible, right? Which is basically trying to catch the lows. Now, it is dangerous, as they say, to catch the lows, right? However, it can be very profitable and satisfying, right? To catch the lows if you know how to catch them, which is basically at the strongest confluence levels, and you only long based on the price action, getting back above those levels. The moment you get back above those levels, you know that that level of confluence is holding as support, at least on the first attempt, right? Now, let's go right away through. We're going to do a little bit of Elliot Wave theory, guys. We're going to be analyzing, okay, a little bit of the overall potential for the bears. I don't like this. I've been, you know, looking at this structure this morning, and you could really arguably discuss that it could be an ABC, and it could be just building multiple 1-2s, right? Where you have multiple 1-2s also here inside of this area, right? You have 1-2 right over here. This is a bit of a large range correction. I was speculating of this being a you know, multiple 1-2s, but I would rather speculate that this has just been a sideways, you know, WXY, where you have a zigzag, a flat, and then another flat scenario or a little triangle here in this zone. It does look like that this has been an entire corrective move right over here. So I would rather speculate this was the impulsive move down and this was the correction. And now we do have either another impulsive move down right over here, where we are forming, you know, potentially another wave 1 and 2 right over here. I would count this as an entire wave down. You got your first initial wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I would count from the end of this sideways momentum that the start of the impulsive move down. starts round about, you know, at the end of this triangle structure, which is round about here in this zone where you start getting the leg, the pressure coming to the downside. So, you know, looking at the possibility of this, all of this being a wave one, where you have a 5-wave move down and a little bit of an expanding move, a little bit expanding, but overall, regardless, you do have an overlap here from this pivot and this pivot. There's a lot of overlap, but as you do have a zigzag right over here on the latest move, then what, you know, it's just a 3-wave structure up. You would have to come to the conclusion that, you know, the movement down starts from here, right? Very sideways range corrective throughout the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And the start of the move starts here, well, Sunday morning, basically, right? We got that nice leg to the downside. When we do analyze the pivot high here, what we can see is kind of a 5-wave move down, right? It's a little 5-wave move down and a nice 3-wave move up. So we have to come to the conclusion, yeah, if this is the bearish case, you've got a 1, 2, and then you got another 1, 2. There's no 5-wave impulsive structure here. It's just very choppy and a lot of waves slightly to the downside. So, you know, we just need to map it out looking at the possible bearish case. Now, yeah, if we look at this as a double 1, 2 scenario, right? This is your first wave 1 and 2. Then you got your next 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right over here. And this is like the extreme bearish case. Even though the price starts breaking up here, you know, we need to consider that the wave 2s can come all the way up to the 7/8 Fibonacci easily, right? So let's just map up that structure right over here as we do look at the bearish case levels of resistance, right? So if we do take a look here at the first initial wave 1 and 2, and you're just building up here with the larger, all right, 5-wave move to the upside, and then we map in here this potential second wave 1 and 2, right, where we're going to form that wave 2 here, right? And let's just change this color so we can very much know that this is a lower time frame one. So as we do have a nice 5-wave move down here from this pivot, we got a 1, we got a 2, we got a 3, we got a 4, we got a 5. The thing is now, if we do manage to move up here, the question will be eventually, is this going to be a solid breakout? Is it going to be very poor with low volume? What are the levels that I need to take into consideration for this bearish case, which I am leaning more on the bullish side? I just really need to monitor the price action that happens to the upside. Of course, we do have some pretty significant resistance that we need to break, legends, right? Which is the previous day value area low. It is the old daily level. We have a clear resistance box right there, which is where we have the previous day value area low. So we've got previous day point of control at 97,100. This is going to be a slightly tough nut to crack, which is going to be very interesting, right? Let me just get you the today's levels, right, based on the session volume profile, just so we clean the chart a little bit. It's going to be looking very, very interesting. So let's just take a look here at this movement to the downside. All right, and we are going to be mapping here ever so slightly right over here, as this is your second wave 1, right? If we were to get that bounce, here, let's turn this yellow actually, because it's your second wave 1 and 2. It's going to be very interesting. This is where you start the major next downtrend, right? So you got the nice volatile move on Friday down, then you got the bounce, weekend range correction, and then you start the downtrend here on Sunday. if we do check the most important fib levels, of course, well, that is in between the 50% and the 7/8 Fibonacci, right? If you are speculating on a wave 2, most commonly your Fibonacci from the highs to the lows, your common zone is in between 50% Fibonacci and the 7/8 Fibonacci zone, right? This is where we did get resistance throughout Sunday. So if this is your first initial wave 1, this is your wave 2 in between 50% and 7/8. That is where you want to see the topping zone for your wave 2. So when we go to the second wave 2, right? And it's not going to be easy, guys. If we start breaking out from here, I'm not going to be interested in shorting the pump. I would be, really speculating this could be a sign of strength, but we need to have those levels ready on the chart, because if we do get a reaction at those certain levels on the pump and we basically reject, I'm going to short it regardless if I'm feeling more bullish. It will be a hedge short position against my long if we are going to pump aggressively, right? Where I'm lowering a little bit of the capital, right? I want to get into a hedge position just in case the price rolls over. I'm here to make profit regardless if the price goes up or down. For this wave 2, we're doing the same thing here. We're getting the start of the latest drop here from Sunday, and we're taking a look at Fibonacci from the pivot high here to the pivot low. And, preferably your 50% Fibonacci, which is ever so slightly above the previous day Valley area low, right? Let me just get that orange box out of the way. It's going to be interesting because that is where we do have the swing failure pattern from this pivot high. This would be the wave 4, and you know the deal. Your corrective moves like to come all the way down, or all the way up in this case, to at least tap your wave 4. I mean, this was the main reason of that long position that we mentioned here also live on YouTube on Friday, which was basically this long position right over here, right? Where we are analyzing this uptrend structure. And who remembers here that was live on Friday's update on the ABC potential, and we could actually be wicking down beneath the wave 4. That is the most common reaction zone for the price to get a bounce. We were interested in that long position. You had the 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 finishing your third wave, and then you had your zigzag 4 and then 5, right? Most commonly, the corrections do at least come down, okay? There's a high percentage, right, of the times that your corrective moves will at least sweep up the fourth waves. This is why, based on the ABC flat scenario and based on the counts here, that we were bullish and interested in long positions right over here. So if we are considering that bearish case scenario, right, we are traders, guys. I don't care anybody here that says we are bullish, we're going to break out, or we are bearish, we're going to roll over. We are traders. We trade the reaction on certain levels, okay? So I don't care if the price is going to be bullish or bearish. I am really taking a look at the bearish case and the bullish case and the most important levels of interest. And, if we do reject from those levels of interest, I will possibly speculate on a trade with very good risk management, right? We keep it very simple here based on the trading, right? People, we get very, very, very emotional, very bad guidance, right? And we are here to guide in the most professional way, just to keep it, very simple to understand for the average Joe, right, out there. So, considering the bearish case, hey, Andy, we did reject. I missed out on this short, guys. I had to say I was interested in shorts based on another couple of waves here, right? The deal. This was what I was looking at. And then, look for a kind of a triple top situation, something similar to this range right there where you top, right? This did not happen. We just pumped here in a very expanding fifth wave, which is just rare. This is why I didn't like it too much. So I missed the short position. Nothing else. Better than losing money, just not trading at all, right? Just in case you're wrong on the scenario. So if we are considering the bearish case, And we are considering this being impulsive, eventually this being the end of the correction. I don't want to count here multiple 1-2s right there. They're lower highs. I just want to really keep it simple and saying this was just a large correction from the weekend, sideways momentum. We got a zigzag, we got a kind of a flat right there, and here you know, a kind of a flat scenario as well. Just keeping this part of the correction, or a triangle if you wish. You know, this was probably a triangle inside of a W right there, X in your flat, and then your Y forming a ABCDE. Just, you know, very likely that this was the high right there. And, you know, the start of the impulse starts from here. So there's no question that this would be the best way in counting the bearish case. And this, not a third wave, because you're basically already, you know, you could count this as a wave 3. You know, you could count this instead of a double 1-2. You could count it as a wave 3. However, you know, you're basically almost overlapping here. You did not overlap this pivot, but it's just a very poor wave 3, very choppy, very corrective, not, you know, not extremely impulsively, right? And usually the third waves, you want to see a big bang, right? If you were to count this as a wave 3, then you're probably forming a very slow contracting move, maybe right there. This is your wave 4, and then you form a wave 5. It just won't be looking good at all. Regardless, we very much interested in the double bottom locally here, right? I just don't want to count it as a wave 3. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I would rather prefer counting a possible double 1-2 and then, you know, get the movement down. So if we are considering that the end of the correction was right over here in a, you know, a little bit of a complex, you know, WXY situation here with a triangle at the end, we can see how the start of the movement down was from this point. You got your 1, your 2, your 3, your 4, no overlap here. So that's still good. And then your wave 5. If the price were to wick above the previous day value area low, and we do reject where we're hitting that wave 4, I mean, it is very zigzaggy here already. We haven't hit the 50% Fibonacci. We've hit the 382 only, which is getting the reaction. But preferably for your wave 2, you at least hit 50%, right? You get a little bit of a push up, get the bulls a little bit excited, and then dump on their heads, right? So, yeah, we need a little bit of excitement here, and then a possible rejection. And you have seen proven support on Sunday. You have seen proven resistance here. And how beautiful would it be where we get excited on the breakout, you hit 50% Fibonacci, you hit the wave 4, which is very common for the retracement to hit, all right? And then we actually create that swing failure pattern, and we start dumping down very aggressively. So this could happen in the next hour. It might happen on stream. If we unsuccessfully break above the previous day value area low, which is with your wave 4, which is with the 50% Fibonacci, right? Common area right over here for your wave 2 or 618, right? You know, just in case we reject, I would be very interested in shorting the rejection, okay? And targeting the lows. That's going to be my overall plan here. If we do reject from the previous day value area low and the pivot high here, which would, you know, technically be your wave 4. So it is a good setup. I am long, and I am looking for the bulls to break out and see a sign of strength. But as a day trader, I need to realize the bearish case, right? We can't only be very bullish or very bearish, especially when you're day trading. When you're day trading, you're just forming highs and lows. So we just want to trade the levels. So this would be a relatively aggressive scalp short position based on, okay, we did not successfully break above the previous day value area low. We are rejecting from the wave 4, and most commonly you do see the wave 4s getting a reaction, right, on your corrective structures, right? In this case, we can get this off the chart right now. Nobody's interested in that price action from last Friday, but it was just a little detail here, a little brief explanation. So I am considering that scenario. Where am I targeting? Well, it's pretty simple, right? If you get that rejection, and if you want to be very conservative, like I am most of the times, instead of getting into the first rejection, if you do get, if you miss out on that short, on the rejection of, this speculative wave 4, previous day rally area low rejection zone, 50% Fibonacci from the highs, all right, of Sunday right there after the correction to the lows. Well, if you missed out on this short position on the exact rejection, you got a good entry and the price leaves without you. Instead of FOMOing into a short position here, what we want to see is the first initial bounce, okay? The first initial bounce that could be relatively quick, relatively slow, it doesn't matter. But if you're losing those levels, okay, your first rejection, you would expect most commonly getting a little bounce of some kind before you form the wave 3, 4, 5s, right? And you start, claiming the lows. So instead of jumping on the first rejection, that might be a fake out, right? Because we can always have fake outs, right? Just like this one right over here, this double bottomed. It did get a bounce of about $600 or so. It's a good entry regardless. But sometimes you get the little fake out, you reject, and then you pop out. And you're like, oh, it's swing failure pattern. I got in. I didn't have time to be defensive. And you get stopped out. Well, this has to be a stop loss that you need to put in the book. There's nothing more to it, right? Don't think that I never get stopped out, because I do get stopped out many times, guys. But, the stop losses are very, very small. So you would just have to accept that this was, a fake out, right? It was a fake out. So you just need to live with it, right? But we can live much better with a tiny stop loss, which is scratching, 1% of your capital, right, of your trading funds, and you move to the next trade. Instead of adding to the position, you're very bearish, you're going to add up here. It's going to reverse at some point. I believe that this is a 1-2 and this is bearish. And then the price ends up having a strong reversal, right, throughout the next couple of days. You don't want to do that, okay? You don't want to do that. I mean, at least I don't want to do it. You can do as you wish. I'm just explaining how I'm, looking for the trading setup. So overall, this bearish case, it looks very interesting. There are reasons to give the bears a chance here. I'm giving the bulls a chance down here at the local level of support, but I'm also, hey, I can't only lean to the bullish side, right? I'm really considering what if this is actually a double 1-2 and this is going to start break down. Eventually, if this were to reject at this level, you could be forming a third wave down and we're heading down to 94K, right? And then it's like, surprise, surprise, the bears are coming out to play. So this could be a relatively good short trade, either on the first rejection SFP, if it were to do so. If this is going to be the right correct count, you could be on the horizon of a wave 3. And you want to be in a short position if we do collapse between today and tomorrow, right? So you need to be very selective with that trading setup. Okay, so this area is looking very, very interesting. If we do break out successfully and we have a relatively strong move, I wouldn't be too interested on the short here and stop loss here. I would want to see the first initial drop. First initial aggressive drop, then the bounce is going to be very interesting. If it's followed by bearish CVDs, then I would speculate on the 3, 4, 5 to happen afterwards, okay? If we break out through this level, very interesting area is the 7/8 Fibonacci. I mean, this level right over here has the naked point of control, which is previous day point of control. Could it SFP from this pivot high and then we get the rollover? Absolutely. I mean, this would be my next interest, okay, for the short. So it's either this one right over here. The golden pocket is in the middle of a little bit of no man's land. Golden pocket usually is very good respecting, it's very good usually respecting. However, I want a little bit more confluence and more reasons, okay? So for me, this would be a little bit of a no trade zone. In between 96,700 to 97,150 is a little bit of a no trade zone for me. It's either this one that rejects If it doesn't, we pump up, and I would be looking for this high right over here at the 7.8 and the previous day point of control high volume node at 97,100. Two levels that I am eyeing here based on the reaction, because, you know, if it does react, this could end up not too well for Bitcoin, and it reverses very strongly. Now let's go through the bullish case scenario as well, okay? Because the bullish case scenario is looking also very interesting. I will talk about that bullish case right now. It's all based on the levels as well of interest. And the bullish case scenario, you know, there is a reason for that bounce based on the bullish case. Anybody that is joining the live stream right now, we just gone here through the 30-minute bearish case scenario. We talked about some levels of support and resistance, but hopefully you will enjoy the live stream later on full, okay? Because we need to go step by step here, just so you enjoy, you know, the bearish case, how we're looking at the counts, how we're looking at the levels of resistance, how are we planning our trades, the reasons of the trade, how to enter safely, how to put your stop loss, and what projections could we be looking at, okay? All explained, guys. We need that explanation. You need to understand, right, how a trader develops, right, his trading plan, right? Because we can use as much cross-moving averages as you want and RSIs, and it's oversold, it's overbought. We can reverse from here, yeah, but why are you entering the trade? Where are you targeting, right? So, and you know, how are you managing your risk? All of this needs to be explained, and I think there's a lack of explanation on YouTube, because I can tell you, I know all of the technical analysis channels that there are out there. I've been looking at every single one, and there is a lack of information that the people watching need to understand and they need to know. And this is why you're here eventually, right? So let's go through the bullish case scenario. I'm in a long position. I like this level. I do see the reversal happening, okay? So this is like, you know, I am leaning on the possible bullish side. So, you know, we can trade this very, very safely. Let's go right away through the bullish case. But before, we want to go through the comment section, guys. And if you are interested in trading, you know the deal. We got a great bonus here, which is completely for free. You get $100 on weeks, okay? Just by signing up with your email and linking your phone number. You will be getting an airdrop of $100 just as a welcome bonus, right? With no deposit. In the next 24 to 48 hours, you get $100 airdropped to your futures platform. You can trade that and you can withdraw the profits, okay? Which is absolutely awesome. It's just a nice welcome bonus for the people. And if you do deposit more and you trade more, you're a little bit more of a whale, you have experience, right? You get up to $30,000 of airdrops. The more you trade and more volume, you're going to start seeing airdrops, okay, of $500, $1,000 to increase your capital. And you get 50% fee reduction just by using my link in the description, guys. So take advantage of weeks, because they're literally giving free money, $100. And if you do deposit $200, you do get another extra $100, guys, okay? This is absolutely awesome. Take advantage of this, because like I said, it's just literally free money, okay, that you can use in your advantage, okay? You got the steps here. As soon as you sign up, okay, secure $100 just by linking your phone number and your email, and you will get another extra $100 just with a $200 deposit. So you get $200, right, literally with peanuts. So take advantage, guys. And, you know, take advantage of the bonus. And you only get that with a link down below in the description. If you sign up on your own, you won't be eligible for that bonus, of course. Let's go through the bullish case. But first of all, let's say hello to the beautiful community. I'm sorry, guys, when I'm getting really focused on the Bitcoin technical analysis, you know, I really lose it, right? I really go deep in detail, and I'm not reading the comment section, which is very rude from my side, right? So let's go right away, say hello here with, you know, say hello to the different, you know, people that have joined here. What a degenerate name. Total 2 and 3 chart, says Jay. Yeah, we can take a look at Total 3 and Total 2 as well, okay? The altcoin market, basically. We can take a look at those charts. I do have the Total 3, all right? Are we going to get that altcoin season? I haven't bought much altcoins, and this might be throughout the last couple of weeks, I mean. I have been buying altcoins the last several weeks and couple of months, all right? Some are slightly in the red, nothing too serious. And that might be a good sign to buy, guys. It might be a good sign of a reversal because we are expecting some altcoin season. I'm just happy with the bags that I have for the moment. But, you know, scooping up this downtrend when we have the Bitcoin dominance, which is basically at extreme high levels from the last 2 years. And we've had a kind of a blow off top situation here, just a nice weekly wick here to the upside that we formed last week. Actually, the previous week looks, you know, really nice, as, you know, this could be at its end stages. Now, we do know what's been happening with the altcoin market, the meme coin market, basically, right? Solana's taken a little bit of the hit, the Solana ecosystem, right? Radium, the DEX, and Solana token taking a little bit of a hit the last 24 hours. And that's all because, you know, you must have heard about the 𝗕𝗍𝘆𝗽𝗫 situation, right? The president of Argentina launching his crypto, you know, now they're looking at it as it's a possible rug pull because it's linked also as well from, you know, the Melania coin. And there's, you know, it's just a very, very bad thing for the industry, in my opinion. So anyway, we are here to speculate on, you know, what is an altcoin season? What are the altcoins that are going to pump? Well, I would go with the solid, good, fundamental projects, you know, solid L1s that do have a track record, and the good DeFi projects, right? Some good AI cryptos as well. Of course, we got hundreds of AI, you know, different cryptos that have launched. Be careful. Lots of them can be kind of scammy, right? Or not have very strong fundamentals. But overall, you know, for example, Chainlink. We know that Chainlink, there's massive VCs. We do know it has utility. And I'm a very, very strong Chainlink believer. And I do know that it has very high potential and, you know, could do a 3, 4, 5x from current price levels, right? I'm not looking for the 50, 100x's, guys. Yeah, like you do know, I'd rather put a little bit of heavy money in, and I know that I can make a 4, 5x potentially in the next coming months, right? Will that happen or not? Well, I'm happy to speculate. You know, DeFi projects, L1s, some AI, real world asset coins, okay, such as Ondo, right? We know Ondo, who's behind Ondo, you know, very solid. You know, this could potentially do a 3, 4x, right? You're just looking for realistic gains, guys. You know, maybe I do see those cryptos that are going to have the attention once we see the Bitcoin dominance go down. Now, if you want to speculate on meme coins, on gaming projects, and, you know, all of this that you know that you might not see heavy money going in, well, it's all up to the trader, right? All up to the investor. I like to buy some solid projects, and I'll put a little bit of play money into some degen coins, right? But only play money, right? This is why if we do get these big hits of 50, 60, 70% correction, and then we cry like a baby, oh, altcoin season's not happening, you know, hey, my biggest holding is Chainlink, right? And when we do take a look at Chainlink's doing pretty okay. We just had a pullback from the previous highs that we formed in December of 40%, but, you know, 40% correction for me in the case of Chainlink is really not much of a big deal because I didn't buy any Chainlink either at $15 or at $16 or at $17 or at $25. Most of my Chainlink have been bought in between $5 and $7 here throughout part of 2022 and 2023. So we can hold on these pullbacks just like a walk in the park, right? However, the people that have been buying these, you know, multiple different coins, either metaverse, gaming, AI, you know, different cryptos, and bought at the wrong moment, they're not happy, guys. They're not happy because their favorite influencer, you know, that's an altcoin influencer, has basically told them to buy anywhere now before it's too late. There are only certain crypto projects that we bought in October, right? November, before the pump happened, guys. Once that happened, we were not talking about buying the pump, right? Wait for the pullback. And some tokens that we did buy on the pullback, we did. I talk about but that I talked about, such as 𝗖𝗍𝗃, such as a couple of other ones, I think. I've pulled back a little bit more, but we at least mentioned the DCA scenario once that pullback happened, right? Once we got that 30, 40% pullback, okay, start thinking in a DCA strategy right now that we've got the pullback, right? So always trying to defend the viewer here. Most importantly, guys, the most important thing here is the viewers, right? We're trying to build up a very solid, okay, community. Now, Bitcoin's pumping at the moment. We're going to talk about the bullish case right now in just a few seconds, right? If there's anything interesting, guys, I don't think we're going to take a look at some altcoins just quite yet. 3D chart is Livermore cylinder. 3-day chart. Oh, the Livermore cylinder, accumulation cylinder. This is a pretty epic. Well, we're getting a breakout right now, guys. Pay attention here on this movement to the upside, because we're going to see the levels of interest. Okay, let's just set the alerts here. Well, we're just about to hit those highs. Okay, really want to focus on the reaction here, because if we react, we get the dump, boom, boom, then the bounce could be very interesting. If we break out, so be it, we go higher. But yeah, the rejection from this point is going to be very interesting. If it does happen, right? Might not happen. But anyway, somebody saying on the 3-day chart, okay, let's just set an alert here beneath the lows. And that rejection is going to be looking interesting if it does so. All right, we'll set the alert here, which is probably going to be tapped. We're getting the rejection here ever so slightly. I would want to see a pullback, and then we can confirm the pullback bounce, you know, for a possible short position. If there's no pullback, we maintain this zone. We're basically trading at the zone, and we're trading above the level, then higher we go, right? So let's take a look at the 3-day chart here, because somebody's saying about the 𝗕𝗫𝗇 Livermore accumulation cylinder. Wow, long time since I haven't been talking about these kind of different patterns and strategies, but very interesting indeed. I mean, there was an accumulation ascending cylinder. Somebody's saying about that on the 3-day chart, right? Oh, I mean, wow, if this is the one that you're looking at, then without a doubt, whew, this would be an epic, epic one. But you would want to see another pullback, I guess. Right, accumulating cylinder. I do have that pattern right over here somewhere. There we go. I've got it here. The 𝗕𝗫𝗇 Livermore accumulating ascending cylinder. I mean, and this accumulation ascending cylinder has to have at least, you know, over 50 years, right? You know, over, even 100 years. 100 years old. I'm not sure 100 years old. I haven't checked exactly the dates, but overall, very, very. You know, it's written on paper, right? But basically an accumulation cylinder. And I remember detecting this pattern back in 2020 on Ethereum. We can pull out that chart right away just for pure, you know, entertainment purposes, right? Because you'll be like, accumulation ascending cylinder, you know, where did this guy come from, right? He's been smoking some crack and started drawing lines on the chart. Well, you know, there was kind of an ascending accumulating cylinder happening here at the beginning of 2021 on Ethereum. And this is on the daily chart, right? Where you have, you know, kind of a cylinder situation here, right? A little bit of a higher highs, higher lows, and it ended up in a pretty explosive breakout. Now, if you do take a look at this chart on Ethereum in 2021, where the accumulation cylinder happened in between January and March, and you can see followed by Q2 of 2021, you know, we had a pretty explosive move. Now look at this chart right over here, and now look at the drawing, right? Just pay attention on how we are linking the drawing right over here on the accumulation cylinder, right? This was pretty epic because we were actually talking about this accumulating cylinder as we were so bullish into the bull market. I think there's a live stream where we were talking about this pattern when we were trading about this area and really speculating on an ascending, you know, accumulating cylinder from 𝗕𝗫𝗇 Livermore, right? Which kind of played out here pretty nicely, right? So yeah, just for entertainment purposes, guys, I just remember this on the back of my head right over here on this price action. So yeah, anyway, let's go right away through the price of Bitcoin. Looks like we are trying to squeeze out here. It is attempting, oh, we're squeezing out here pretty nicely. We are squeezing out, so we need to talk about the bullish case. We did not reject from that pivot. We are breaking out quite nicely here. Maybe some altcoins are actually getting some attention. Maybe some altcoins are getting a little bit of attention depending on the Bitcoin dominance, because the Bitcoin dominance has been cooling off here for the last few days. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance going down, guys, as Bitcoin is pumping. This is very bullish for altcoins. We should be taking a look at some altcoins. If Bitcoin is pumping short term and the dominance is going down as we speak in the last hour, we might be seeing some altcoins getting a pop. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some altcoins. But first of all, I want to talk about the bullish case scenario for Bitcoin, which instead of looking at the local bearish case scenario, which is a 1-1-2, right, on the bearish side, well, we are looking at a 1-1-2 on the bullish side. And this was just looking at today's price action, where I would consider this a possible 5 waiver, right, based on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right over here. Okay, I would consider it. There could be a possibility. You know, you never like expanding moves there. They are rare scenarios, okay, and you know, they don't usually happen. But if the bearish case fails, then eventually you would have to come to that conclusion where, hey, this has been your first wave 1 and 2 right over here. And now what you are forming, all right, is your second 1 and 2. And I didn't like this idea yesterday based on losing this higher low, because this did look very 3 wavy. Anybody that was basically looking at the live stream yesterday, you know, I did say if we lose this low, I don't like this scenario too much because this looks very 3 wavy. However, this morning I did consider the potential of an expanding move here with an expanding 5th wave, basically, and would give it a chance, okay? Would give it a chance even though this higher low has been lost. And the most interesting level to speculate on a long position here was exactly the golden pocket with that naked point of control. That consolidation that happened on last Thursday was leaving us a present, a nice high volume node that could have, you know, maintained our support, and we are maintaining our support here throughout the last few hours. Now getting this nice reversal, a little bit of an inverted head and shoulder situation here. Any pattern lovers out there, right? A little bit of an inverted head and shoulder situation here happening throughout the last few hours, getting the breakout of the trend and breaking here pretty successfully, you know, already reaching the head and shoulder target zone, right? Inverted head and shoulder target zone. Anybody that was really looking for a breakout trade here, this is kind of playing out here very, very nicely, right? Anybody that is interested in these kind of patterns. So let's go right away. We're getting the pumpy action, my goodness. Only level of interest for me, I mean, we're probably already reaching above golden pocket. Yeah, we are hitting golden pocket here from that speculative, okay, bearish case. I don't like the golden pocket. I would prefer the 7/8 Fibonacci, which is wicking above this lower high. That would be ideal. Even though golden pocket is the most preferred level, right? This is speculating on the 1-1-2-1-2. We're taking into consideration the start of the movement down from this pivot. The golden pocket is getting ever so slightly that little, you know, stop on the local price action. I don't like it for a short, guys. I don't want to short just the golden pocket in this case. And I am in a long position. I would really hold on into the long position based on the possible reversal here. Giving it a chance. I would rather, you know, short the rejection of this pivot high at 97,200. Ultimate level here for the wave 2 to reject, in my opinion. And if we break out from there, then obviously we're considering the bullish case. Now, the bullish case is looking at this rejection, which looks very nice from last Friday, is looking at this as an ABC move to the downside. And I mean, if we are considering this an impulse, 1, 2, 3, this for a wave 3 is just incredibly choppy and incredibly slow. So I want to eliminate the massive bearish case, right, of this being a build of a third wave. the only scenario that comes to my mind is a double 1-2. And the levels are the levels. We did not reject from 50%. We are staying above it. Let it go. Let it go. The first rejection, getting back beneath, would consider a short on the lower high. But as we're pumping out, the levels are the levels. And if you don't respect the levels, then higher we go. We don't respect the levels, then higher we go. And we just don't short. So the bullish case here, not the most beautiful kind of movement here, a bit of an expanding move. There is a local 1-2 here that you could consider. And a double 1-2, you basically retraced to the 7/8 Fibonacci here, which is your ultimate level. This is why, you know, that for this double 1-2 situation, if we do not reject from the 7/8 Fibonacci from this high to the low, it's the last chance for the bears locally. Because if that level is hit, no matter how, you know, powerful the rejection is, this will look quite bullish. This will look quite bullish. And I would be more interested in longing here based on the break of structure, right? And considering that this is not bearish anymore. This is just a large 3-wave move. It could be an ABC situation. If we're counting this as impulsive, this as corrective. The impulsive case, which I was leaning more in a 3-waver, but today I checked the price action, and you could counter an expanding move, especially as you form this price action that just looks very boring and very corrective. So, you know, considering the ABC here, hitting the 7/8 Fibonacci, and if this were to be a double 1-2, you're basically bouncing at the ultimate level here, the 7/8 Fibonacci, right? Just maintaining that higher low. And this has to be the last chance, right, for the bulls to start, you know, gaining some momentum between today and tomorrow. This is why we, you know, considered the long position in this area also yesterday. Not quite sure if the price was going to, you know, successfully break out. I still have my doubts that it can do so, considering the bearish case, but ultimately interested in that long position. Since yesterday's live stream, it was a confluence zone. This is why I entered also that long position down here at this zone, and very much interested in speculating on the reversal. Not quite interested in the shorts. We need a bit of more information, like I explained throughout the beginning of the live stream. Guys, if you are interested in trading, or you trading already on another exchange, Weeks is the place to go. You just need an email and a password, and they got an epic bonus right now, which is $100 for free. There's no joke about this. You sign up, you link your phone number, and you're getting $100 in the next 24 to 48 hours on your futures platform, okay? If you deposit another $200, you're getting $100 extra. So there's $200 of bonus just with a $200 deposit. Take advantage. This will increase your margin, okay? This will increase your capital from 200 to 400, and you can start making some trades, okay? All of that for the small fish, okay? The large fish, okay? The ones that deposit larger amounts and they start trading and move higher volume, you will be getting airdropped up to $30,000. This airdrop happens consistently the more you trade and the more volume you move, okay? So if you suddenly wake up after trading and you have $1,000 extra in your account, it's because you're moving volume, right? And Weeks is considering that, and you just basically getting those airdrops up to $30,000. You also get 50% fee reduction, all right, with the link down below. This is only using my link, guys, that you get all of these perks when you trade on Weeks, okay? So it's the second link down below. Take advantage, guys. You got $100 for free just by linking your phone number. Be patient. It's going to take 24 to 48 hours, and then bang, you got $100, right? Take advantage, guys, and use that free money to trade these different strategies and levels, right? Because you're going to scale up, right? If you are a responsible trader, it's all about scaling up, okay? Slowly and consistently. Let's go right away through the comment section. So the bullish case, you know, it is there. The bullish case is there. We are hitting the golden pocket from this bearish case, right? So the golden pocket from this second speculative wave 2, and I don't like the golden pocket. Okay, we did get the reaction. Anybody that wanted to sniper trade the golden pocket, right, from this second speculative wave 2, I didn't get in, as you know, right? We're just talking about the different scenarios. If you did short the exact rejection from the golden pocket, just be defensive and responsible, right? You got tight stop loss. If this starts rejecting very powerful, you got a great position, right? It's just not worth not having a stop loss or adding to the position. Your stop loss is above the high. If you did get into the rejection of the golden pocket from this speculative wave, second 1-2, right? 1-2, consolidation of the weekend, and then your next start of the movement down with a 5-wave structure, actually hitting the golden pocket, and that's the one getting the reaction. There wasn't much confluence here, so we're just relying on Fibonacci. But, you know, you just need to be quick. You need to be quick, guys, on these ones. I really preferred the 7-8. 7-8 looks more juicy just because you have a lower high and it's perfect for that liquidity grab kind of scenario. And you also have the previous day point of control, right? Previous day point of control is slightly below that high, but you could have that attempt. But regardless, if this is going to play, if the bearish case is going to play out, and we're still having massive bearish CVD divergence, guys, I have to say, let's check the bearish CVDs, which is not helping the bullish case. We're going to check that right away. But most commonly, you would see that wave, second wave 2, right, retracing in between the 50% and the 7-8 Fibonacci, which is kind of in the box zone. If we do take a look at CVD divergence, then we're going to take a look at some altcoins, guys. There's not much more to talk about Bitcoin. We've just talked about the local levels. If we do consider the CVD divergence, we are forming very ugly bearish CVDs, right? We do have the lower highs on the price action, the higher highs on the CVD. You know, this is just not good. It's not good at all. The rest of exchanges are just about to pick up here. So, yeah, and we're still even forming higher highs already on Bybit from this pivot, right? Which is this one right there. So, yeah, we are aggressively forming bearish CVDs that could get invalidated, right? But this is why if you're shorting based on the bearish CVD divergence, you really want to, you know, understand the Fibonacci levels, right? You really want to understand, because what happens here with the CVD, no matter how bearish or bullish it looks based on CVD divergence, the question is, where do I short, right? So as explained here throughout this analysis, you really want to consider your fib levels and the waves, right? Because if this is a double 1-2, well, we are rejecting pretty heavily right now from that golden pocket. Well, heavily. We say heavily as day traders on a $300 move, right? This is not a heavy pullback at all for anybody that's a higher time frame trader. But as a day trader, then yeah, you're seeing a pretty nice rejection here. When we do consider the bearish case, and you are forming bearish CVD divergence, anybody that wants to trade CVD divergence, right, which is a very powerful tool, understanding where, you know, longs and shorts are entering and getting absorbed by larger players, you basically want to have confluence areas, right, or Fibonacci levels, right, based on, you know, the structure of the market, right? So if we are speculating here on that 1-2 right over here, you really want to consider the fib levels that you need to reject from, right? And if you do have bearish CVD divergence, you could be targeting the lows, right? Just, you know, entry zone, stop loss at the high. You can start being defensive with your stop loss, but you have a pretty interesting projected target, right? So if you did short the golden pocket, the rejection, right? Your stop loss is above the high, right? Your stop loss is above that high. As you're rejecting, you can start being quite defensive, right? Well, your entry realistically, say, give or take, would be round about the rejection, right? You could be targeting the lows. If this turns out into a big rejection and we start losing, okay, here the structure could be looking quite interesting. to target the lows based on the bearish CVD divergence. So anybody that wants to trade the CVDs, you really need to take the market structure into consideration. But the CVD target is taking out the low. So you already know your target zone in this case. You know, we are locally downtrending since Friday's rejection. And you need to take into consideration your fib levels. So as explained, you know, for me, I didn't jump into this short position, as you know, but the aggressive levels is either the 50% rejection with this high that did not happen, the golden pocket, or the 7/8. And you only trade those three levels based on the rejection, where you can manage risk accordingly with your short trade, your stop loss, and you can actually be quite defensive. So if you do get stopped out, you're literally paying just a little bit of fees, right? You know, lower your stop loss close to your entry zone, and then you got, you know, almost a risk-free trade. Well, this would be a projection, would be a realistic projection if the bearish case does play out, which, you know, there is a chance. Let's leave it that way. All right, we don't know if the bearish case is going to happen, but this would be the bearish count, and the bullish one would be you cannot lose these lows, right? You're not allowed to lose these lows right over here if you want to maintain the bullish market structure with a possible double 1-2, right? In this case, if you do get a strong rejection right now based on the bullish case, right? So say that we do now get a pretty heavy rejection on the lower time frame. Now, I didn't short this level, right? But I could get into the short, right? So this is why it doesn't really matter. I never panic, and I never FOMO, and I never, you know, I just stay very, very calm based on my trading strategies, right? So if I say I missed out on the short, we did reject from the golden pocket, how do I know what would be a sign of weakness and where I would enter back into a, you know, not back again because I missed out on shorting this level. What would I need to see to basically get into the short, right, with good risk management if if there is a possibility in claiming the lows here, right? Am I going to FOMO into this short right now on the rejection? Absolutely not. I need to see the price losing a little bit of the local uptrend structure. Now, a good sign for this eventually would be overlapping this pivot high. Overlapping this pivot high right over here would invalidate the potential of a local strong bullish trend, right? A bullish wave 3 right over here, really giving you high probability that this could be a 3-wave structure. So the moment you get back below the initial pump wave 1, when you had your first initial wave for this reversal, right? We cannot call it a reversal just yet. Well, potentially yes, but overall, if you lose this low, then you're not looking at this as a strong impulsive move. Wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. You're starting to overlap the first initial wave, which means it's not looking too great. So as you lose that level, then you know that this could be your first wave 1 to the downside to continue the overall downtrend, right? And your bounce here is going to be looking very interesting, right? It's going to be looking very interesting because what you want to speculate on is on that wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, 5, right? That's where you want to get in. And this is why I entered a long position throughout. As long as you're above this high, this is all good, guys, you know? You're rejected from here. As long as you're maintaining this local uptrend structure, hey, this could still be, you know, pretty much bullish. So the long position that I got in last Friday, which was from a strategy that we mentioned, anybody that was not aware on Friday's stream, we were analyzing here the waves and the confluence. It was very entertaining, guys. Anybody, I did ask a question of who got into the long position. I think we had over 300 votes of people that longed that level. And 40% of the people did get into the long position, which was purely focused on this analysis right over here, right? Looking for either a flat scenario here, also looking at a flat scenario right over here, right? Which was the one that played out in the end. You know, as we were pumping in a 3-wave structure, I said, hey guys, this could actually be the B wave in a flat. You know, you formed this zigzag, not the most beautiful, but it was a lower high. And then as we had a 3-wave move up and we corrected very aggressively, we might get our level of interest for the swing failure pattern. And do you know what? I did not long the exact lows, guys. I know some people did get into the exact low here of this reaction level. However, I longed this pullback, okay, in between the 618 and 78 Fibonacci. And this is something very similar that I'm trying to explain right now. I didn't short the exact level, so we were rejecting from the golden pocket. If we were to lose that low, I would be interested in the bounce. So literally the inverse scenario of what I'm explaining right over here, right? Where I missed the long position at the perfect levels of reaction, right? That we wanted throughout Friday's stream, right? And I longed the pullback of the sign of strength. So in this case, the sign of weakness would be losing that low right over here. Losing this low with a significant move down could mean that the bounce here is going to be a very interesting possible short trade. Same scenario in between the 50% and the 7/8 Fibonacci, of course, okay? But we would have to see a pretty heavy pullback losing this low, okay? And I'm interested in longing the bounce. And the main reason why is because this will no longer look like a third wave. As long as you're not overlapping this pivot, we are good. We've broken resistance. Up we go. Let's go right away through the comment section, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed these, these explanations, right? It's just all education, guys. All education. I need you to be a sponge and absorb. Anybody that didn't watch Friday's live stream, it was pretty epic. Made some really nice gains on that nice Friday evening pump that we had. But just for education, guys, even the live streams, I know it's data that is old news. But overall, I think it's packed of full educational content, guys. The ones that have been following me long enough, then, I know they are very, very knowledgeable, right? They've absorbed so much information and they are becoming very, very good, successful traders. Let me go right away throughout the comment section. Okay, somebody saying that MEXC has the lowest fees. Yeah, that's true. MEXC does have very, very low fees. You also get a great bonus down below, guys. I think I got a bonus here for MEXC down below in the description, okay, somewhere. I think I do have a MEXC bonus somewhere in the description, okay. Let's go. Andy, can say back to March levels? Absolutely. Still looking at the bullish case here for many cryptos, okay? Still looking at a very interesting bullish case. We're going to take a look at some altcoins, guys. Make sure to drop off your favorite altcoins, okay? It's time for altcoin markets analysis, right? Because the dominance is moving to the downside. It does look a little bit corrective after this major pump, but this could be a blow off top situation, guys, and the downtrend is just going to continue for the next coming weeks. I am pretty sure that some altcoins are looking pretty sexy. I'm going to go with ICP, guys, because I do hold a bag of ICP. And hopefully ICP is getting a little bit of love, which has been very, very sideways price action here since it dumped not last Sunday, Sunday from 2 weeks ago, right? Shall we take a look at some altcoins? Solana got a major pullback here. Let's take a look at Solana right away. Yeah, Solana, well, not too bad. It did pull back ever so slightly. Nothing too important. Let's take a look at some altcoins right away throughout the comment section. Somebody's saying here about MEXC, guys. I mean, MEXC has the lowest fees, but with weeks, something good about weeks is that you only need an email and a password, okay, to log in and create your account. And I think they have $50,000 withdrawal limits. You can do 10 a day. So, I mean, for the average Joe, that is more than enough. And you just need an email and a password. And you do get 50% fee reduction, okay, with my link down below. You also get $100 for free if you link your phone number, okay? I mean, these bonuses, I mean, if you're a good trader, the fees doesn't really matter, right? More people, you know, that do trade irresponsibly, fees doesn't matter. If you're a good trader, you know, the fees is just part of the game. If you worry too much about the fees, then I think for scalpers, MEXC is great. If you're getting into little moves on Bitcoin of $150 to $200, then it can be very, very good. But over a $300-400 move, then you know, you're pretty good on most of the exchanges, guys. Check out the week's bonus and the fee reduction that you get when you sign up. You just need an email and a password, okay? And if you register your phone number, you're getting $100 for free in the next 24 to 48 hours, okay? Check out weeks right away. Let's take a look at some altcoins. Are we recovering on altcoins? What's Chainlink doing? I need to know what Chainlink is doing, as it is my biggest holding. It's my biggest altcoin holding. Let's just cross the $20 already for Chainlink. Come on, let's go. Let's get that pump. Nice wiki action. We're still looking at this as a relatively strong impulse on Chainlink. I was talking about how disappointed I am and how in doubt I am. Is this going to be an ABC? Regardless of my doubt, I'm still leaning on the bullish side, and I still haven't sold any Chainlink. I've never sold any Chainlink since I started buying in 2019. So when you have this bearish sentiment, it's probably the best moment, and it's probably when the reversal is going to happen, guys, okay? It's just generally like that, okay? So the bearish sentiment is pretty heavy right now, and it's usually when the markets usually start a reversal, right? When we are very hyped up and very bullish and calling for crazy numbers, that's when you usually get these pullbacks, okay? So now the bearish sentiment is pretty much real, and we are having a little bit of a reset, right? We've been in neutral. We've also been in fear last week. That is a nice reset, okay, to get the market pumping back again. Massive pump on Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum's ecosystem is now the time. It is the time for Ethereum. I do have a nice bag of Ethereum as well. They just hold on much better than other altcoins, right? The gains won't be as greater, but overall Ethereum, I think we've seen Solana ecosystem with the ease of, you know, creating different tokens. We've just violated the Solana ecosystem with all of these thousands of meme coins and different altcoins that we have been created throughout the last few weeks. And it's time for Ethereum, right? The real, strong, decentralized, big ecosystem out there, right? Which is Ethereum, not Solana, not Avalanche, not any other one, okay? Not BNB. BNB is getting some attention right now. But Ethereum is the overall general decentralized ecosystem, right? Blockchain project, which you can build proper DeFi projects on top of, right? So is it time now for the real, okay, L1, which is Ethereum, to come out of the ashes, right? Very much possible, right? Now BTC not respecting higher high. Let's go right away as well with Bitcoin. Not respecting higher high. I'm not sure what you mean about that. Anyway, let's continue with the comment section. We have Lauren here in the comment section. How are you doing from Barcelona? ¿Cómo estás? Thank you for keeping the public grounded, Andy. Lauren, much love to you. Yeah, we live in a dangerous, ferocious market here in crypto, right? And we need to be very, very much defensive. Now BTC not respecting higher high, says Empire Trades. Higher high, HH. Not respecting higher high. Is that locally? Yeah, I'm not sure if you are talking about the local, very, very local price action. Not too sure. Empire Trades. Ondo is one of those kind of cryptos that, real world assets. S&P getting a little bit of a pullback, but I think the markets are closed today. Ondo, very, very strong project. We know there's VCs behind this, and it's real world asset, right? This one is the kind of project that you know could be very solid and that you won't get big, major volatile dumps to the downside, even though we got one right over here, but it recovered pretty nicely and we're ranging Ondo chart looks pretty interesting, right? You got a relatively nice launch, okay, and a nice uptrend, devastating pullback, but recovered very, very nicely here as well. This does look very corrective, which signals a possible reversal coming, right? Ondo is a high cap crypto, right? It is a few $1 billion market cap. So realistically, if you are thinking of 100x, then, stop, dreaming too much, right? This could be a realistic 5 to 10x in the bull run. And it's a solid project. There are, big VCs, and it has an incredible roadmap, and it is, fundamentally good project. So, this is not a bad project to accumulate, right? If you want to step out all of the meme coin craze that there is out there, who bought Libra, right? Milei's token, the president of Argentina. I mean, depending on how if you short this, I know 𝗕𝗶𝘆𝗽𝗫 shorted this pretty successfully throughout the last 24 hours. He was talking about this today with me. But if you are only a person that buys the hype, oh my goodness, the president of Argentina launches his token. Well, this a completely rugged kind of thing, right? Will it recover or not? Just want to be careful, because if anybody that has put in significant amounts of their capital, they're gonna, and I know there's hundreds of people that got wrecked with this. I try to stay away of these kind of projects. But if you talk about Ondo, I'm saying, hey, this is a good accumulation zone. Even though if we do pull back another 10, 20%, this is a solid, good project. And there's big investors behind this, that will defend the project and will very likely not let it go to much lower levels. So Ondo looks pretty damn good, in my opinion, still. Really consolidating here from the previous high. So Ondo looks pretty interesting on the charts. We ain't going to do, full analysis, guys. It took me an hour to do Bitcoin analysis and give you the trading setups. A solid trader, only needs one asset to scratch some dollars off the market, right? If you start, going throughout multiple assets, especially if you are unexperienced, then you're just going to go around in circles, right? It's just how it is, right? So let's go right away. Until high respected, says Empire Trades. Ox the Doctor, my man, how are you doing? Let's go. AVAX, please short from 27.50, 50% profits taken. AVAX, please. Ox the Doctor. Let's take a look at Avalanche. Okay. I would be, there's more people interested in shorting. Okay. I want to know on a poll here, are you bullish or bearish on crypto for the next couple of months? I want to see the general sentiment here from my community. Are you bullish or bearish on crypto the coming months? I want to know the general sentiment, guys, from my viewers. I'm going to put bullish here, bearish. Okay. Let me know the general sentiment here. Are you bullish or bearish in crypto in the coming months, guys? On the poll, and we can continue here through the comment section right away and see the see the sentiment here of the people. Please nobody along the top. FFS, says Lauren. Yeah, Umbrella, I have to say, Umbrella has been very disappointing, okay, for me. I had about $10,000. It's probably around about $8,000 right now. Nothing too serious for me as an investor. I don't put too much capital on these ones. If it does a 20, 30x, then, if you can turn 10K into $200,000 or $300,000, then bring it on, right? I do believe that a recovery will happen at some point, but it's just been an awful performer, and it's down at the bear market lows from the last few years, and it is consolidating. You know that there's not going to be much selling pressure down here, right? This is literally at the wrecked levels, right? This is wrecked. Anybody that has been buying on the pumps, right, or on the very aggressive pullbacks, this is wrecked area, right? And you know, at wrecked area, there is likely accumulation to happen, right? So, you know, this is in my opinion, it's one of the safest zones to accumulate. You are beneath the bear market lows. You are ranging for the last couple of weeks. So, hey, what could go wrong? What could go wrong when the downtrend is literally just consolidating? You can see the bearish momentum is finding a base. So, yeah, this is just, you know, my average entry zone is round about the, you know, 0.7 cent, 0.8 cent. I did scoop up also some at 1 cent. So, you know, this is the average zone. You know, I am down a couple of $1,000, I have to say, on this one. But really considering buying here. I mean, this is a very low cap. So if you buy $5,000, you're going to pump the price, okay? And it's going to dump back onto you. So you need to kind of accumulate a few $100s in this case, and then another few $100 by tonight or tomorrow. It's just low accumulation. This is a low cap crypto, okay? But when this one goes, it goes, guys. It just goes fast, and you suddenly wake up with a 5x. So this is how it goes with these low caps. You know, you need to understand that this is risky. It's a project that might not recover, but I strongly believe it will. You know, it's fundamentally strong. It's an oracle. You know, they do have a working product. The roadmap is still active. You know, you just need to, if you do believe on the possibilities, then, you know, this has to be the best buying zone. You know, there's just like this area was the best buying zone after a major downtrend. This also, and this also, and I was really leaning on the side. There's not going to be much downside here. And there's not, you know, it has dropped another 20% or so from the average entry zone. So there's not much selling pressure. This is wrecked area already, right? This is like the bottom zone, right? There's, you know, anybody that has been buying umbrella throughout the last few years, this is like negative, right? Everybody's in the red. You need to be worried when everybody's in the green, right? When everybody's in the green and everybody has profits, that's the moment you want to be worried. Who's going to be the first one dumping? That's what you want to be worried. Now, what you need to be worried, who's going to be the first buyer with the big pockets? That's what you want to be worried about. You know, who's going to be the big buyer that jumps in first? Because that could follow up with, you know, some really big hype. So, you know, it's just inverse psychology, right? This doesn't look good at all, but it looks pretty damn good in my opinion, right? Because who's going to be the first one joining with millions of dollars? That's the question. And when you are at extreme high levels, who's going to be the first big fat pocket that's going to sell their bags? That's what you want to be worried about, okay? So overall, looking pretty damn good. Let's take a look at the comment section here. Continue right away, legends. What's going on? Do we have some music? We don't have some music on. My goodness, we've been over 30 minutes with no music on, guys. What's going on? You need to let me know. We need to always put a little bit of background, drum and bass. Right, let's go. Solana. Yeah, not much on Solana. Ethereum is not stopping. Ethereum, it's time for Ethereum to shine, guys. Solana got violated with all of the different meme coins that were easy to create, all of these scam projects. And now it's time for the real DeFi, guys. Now it's time for the real blockchain project where you can build, okay, proper DeFi projects. Most of the solid projects are built on the Ethereum network. It is time for Ethereum to shine. Let's go Ethereum. And if Bitcoin behaves and we do get the dominance dropping down as we are seeing, right? The Bitcoin dominance is taking a nice little downtrend throughout today. It is time for Ethereum to shine. Let's go Ethereum. Let's go, let's go. Let's go Ethereum. Let's go. Looks like 𝗬𝗏𝗃 is moving again. We waited and a great entry came for all of us. Patient pays off. 𝗬𝗏𝗃 is also an L1 project. Very interesting, guys, to see the L1s. You know, we're probably going to see, you know, Solana taking a little bit of a breath right now after it's been absolutely violated with all of the different meme coins created on their on the blockchain. But 𝗬𝗏𝗃, which is also an L1. Terra, I mean, let's take a look at this one on the chart. Why not? Probably going to see some L1s taking a little bit of... It's getting some momentum here. Yeah, this one... I think we told about this accumulation level a few months ago. There was somebody talking about this one, and we really liked this area, and it pumped and it dumped back down to the levels. Now it's getting a pretty nice pump throughout the last few days, doing a 2x. Yeah, looking pretty good. Pretty good. This seems a pretty legit project. 𝗬𝗏𝗃. Already has its main net. I think I do have a bag somewhere. I do have a bag somewhere. Anyway, L1s are going to be looking very interesting. Smart contracts, DeFi projects, some other L1s. They're probably gonna get some momentum. Okay, they are probably going to start recovering, because remember that we do have the Bitcoin dominance, guys. There is that potential of the Bitcoin dominance reversing, right? Monero, I remember this privacy coin. This is actually holding pretty nice. Monero is doing absolutely incredible. Monero has been delisted, right? It's a privacy coin. You know that centralized exchanges and governments, they don't like privacy coins. And I remember I've seen so much bad news on Monero based on it's delisted here, it's delisted from here now. It's private, you know, it's banned in this country. It's a privacy coin, right? It's Bitcoin in a private version, right? It's supposed to be money, and this has been doing pretty nice throughout the last few months. I mean, not massive gains, but yeah, it looks pretty solid after the bear markets bottoming out and having an uptrend here. I mean, I wouldn't expect massive returns on Monero. It's just interesting to see here on the L1s. It's doing pretty damn good. It's just like a stable coin. I mean, it is money at the end of the day. It's private money. Interesting to see right there how it's doing throughout the last few months. Pretty sustainable. Phantom done pretty good. 40% up. Phantom. Sonic, okay, the previous Phantom. Up 40%. I think we are going to see a recovery on L1s, DeFi, smart contracts. It could be about time if Bitcoin behaves. It's very important for Bitcoin to behave, guys, so we can see those altcoins shine. And I'm talking about the real projects, right? We've seen the absolute pure, you know, violation on creation of meme coins and different altcoin projects. There are just a bunch of rubbish. And I think it is time for the proper projects to shine, such as DeFi, smart contracts, right? The real reason why blockchain technology was created, and not your favorite cat coin on the blockchain, right? So maybe we have some good times coming, okay? Maybe there is going to be some good times for the solid projects. My number one solid project is Chainlink, and I'm really expecting a $30 to $40 Chainlink in the next couple of months if we do get that Bitcoin dominance dropping down, which is going to be some pretty nice gains. I'll be very happy with that. Andy Man, how about BGB? BGB, I have no idea what this is. BGB, ticker symbol, oh, BitGet token. BGB, BitGet token. Yeah, some exchanges tokens are doing pretty damn good. I mean, it is pulling back. Just be a little bit cautious, I mean, on these ones. But BitGet seems a legit platform. we ain't going to do analysis. This one pumped a lot. Just be cautious with it. BNB is Ronaldo. So nice to see you again, by the way, Sloth. We got Sloth Bag here in the comment section. Why Chainlink? Chainlink is an oracle for blockchain projects. Okay, so for L1s, for smart contracts, it's basically linking real world verified data into the blockchain with no scams, right? Basically, with no fake data. It's an oracle, right? It brings just the real world data, right, into the blockchain, verifiable, and it's just one that has proven to do so with being legit. Chainlink links everything. It links everything. You should really go and take a look at the Chainlink project to understand why it's so important in blockchain technology. And if we are going to use blockchain technology really in the future, right, you really need an oracle that verifies everything and links everything, which is very important, because if not, it can be a very, just like social media, right? What happened to the media? Media is highly manipulated. There's so much rubbish on social media, and Chainlink is like the verifying the good data in the blockchain, right? Let's keep it that way as a simple explanation. BTC/TA, I have to say, the first hour of the stream there's nothing much to talk about on Bitcoin. The levels are the levels. The first hour of the stream is purely based on Bitcoin technical analysis, guys. We love it. We like it. We talk about the scenarios, and we had a double bottom of a level of interest. However, that double bottom just got a pump of a few $100s. And we got back down and we broke down here. We broke down from this low, and our next level of support was the naked point of control. For the moment, we're bouncing. Just consider the levels of rejection. If we do reject from them, right, we got the 112 scenario. Take it into consideration. Only the levels of importance, right? And the next level would be the 7/8 Fibonacci. If we break out above the 7/8 Fibonacci and we start getting to these highs over here, then this is going to be looking pretty damn good. Whatever happens in this area, for me, is likely going to be corrective, and we're going to manage to push through. But the bears still have a chance. The only level next for rejection is this one. That's the only local short that I would consider. The moment you get above this level, yeah, you could reject from sweeping up the highs of the range of the weekend, but this correction is going to be looking very interesting if it is corrective, right? It is explained a little bit in detail right throughout the first hour of the stream, guys. Been streaming right now for almost 2 hours. If you want more details, analysis from myself, 𝗕𝗏𝘆𝗽, okay, and the rest of the coaches that are providing setups and signals and different scenarios, you want to join the Legends trading community, where you also have the masterclass, where you have all of the different modules talking about how to prepare your trades, risk management, naked point of controls, how to read the charts, okay, successfully, okay, and basically be a better trader, take your trading to the next level. Join the Legends trading community, where you have the Discord with daily analysis and setups, and you have the modules to learn, right? That's what you want to do, because following different channels are just going to really, really mix you up, right? Legends, thank you very much. Stay cautious with your trading. I'm holding the altcoins. Altcoins could get a recovery. The Bitcoin dominance looks like it's going to reverse. Remember to take advantage of the $100 bonus, guys. You got $100 for free just by signing up to Weeks and linking your phone number. Simple, $100 very quickly, all right, just by doing these two things. For all of the bigger traders, the more you deposit and trade, $30,000 airdrops, okay, up to $30,000 airdrops. The more you trade and the more volume you get is going to be airdropped to your futures account. Take advantage, as you do get the 50% fee reduction, guys, as well for Weeks, okay? Trade safe out there. It is a dangerous market. Only trade the levels of interest. Have a proper strategy. Have a great evening, and I'll see you in the next one.